Okay, so today we're going to be looking at a new topic, and that topic is sharing. But you'll see here that we are actually still talking about equal groups and how to share it equally. And that equally, again, if you've forgotten, equally means that they are in the same groups. The groups are the same size. So what we're going to be doing today is sharing animals into spaces. Okay, and we're going to make sure that they are shared equally, and sharing. So we've got them all together, and we're going to share them out. We're going to share them out into different parts. So we've got the whole, and we're going to share them into parts. Just to start with, I'm going to look at this first question. How many camels are there? How many camels are there? That's right. There are 2 camels. You said there are 2 camels. Well done. 1, 2. And how many spaces are there for those camels? We've got 1 space here and 2 spaces. So we've got 2 spaces. How many spaces are there? There are 2 spaces. Then we say our sentence, 2 shared equally between 2 is, so we have 2 camels and 2 spaces. So we share those camels equally between those 2 spaces. 2 shared equally between 2 is, and we look at just one of those spaces and how many camels are in it. 2 shared equally between 2 is, how many camels are in the purple box? That's right, there is 1 camel in that box. Okay, new one now. How many leopards are there? How many leopards are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 leopards. It's a bit easier if we put them all in one row. Do you remember that word row from last week when we looked at arrays? They are all in one row. How many leopards are there? There are 4 leopards. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 leopards. How many spaces are there for these leopards? How many spaces are there for these leopards? There are 1, 2 spaces for these leopards. There are 2 spaces for these leopards. 1, 2. Then we say our sentence, 4 shared equally between 2. So we have the 4 leopards, and we're sharing them equally between the 2 spaces. 4 shared equally between 2 is, and I've put them into an array now, that might help you a little bit. 4 shared equally between 2 is, how many are in just this purple one? How many leopards are in just in this purple one? Well done, there are 2 leopards. So the full sentence is 4 shared equally between 2 is 2. Can you say that with me? 4 shared equally between 2 is 2. Another one now. How many falcons are there? It's a bit tricky to count them at the moment, so I'm just going to put them in an array. There they are. How many falcons are there? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 falcons altogether. How many spaces are there for these falcons? 1, 2. There are 2 spaces. So then we say 6 falcons shared equally between 2 branches, or 2 spaces. 6 shared equally between 2 is, there they are, they're shared equally. One for me, one for you, one for me, one for you. 6 shared equally between 2 is, how many are in this purple box? 3. Well done if you said 3. How many gazelles are there? How many gazelles are there? It's a bit tricky to count them, so I'm going to put them in an array. There we are. We have 5 rows, or 5 columns, and 2 rows. 2 rows and 5 columns. How many gazelles are there? Well done if you said there are 10 gazelles. There are 10 gazelles. Well done if you said that. How many spaces are there for these gazelles? How many spaces are there? 1, 2. There are 2 spaces for the gazelles. So our sentence is, whoops. There are 2. Our sentence would be 10 shared equally between 2 is 10 shared equally between 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we shared them equally. 10 shared equally between 2 is 5. Now, it's slightly different. We still have the same number of gazelles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are still 10 gazelles. This one's slightly different. How many spaces are there for these gazelles? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 spaces for these gazelles. So our sentence would be 10 gazelles shared equally between 5 fields. 10 gazelles shared equally between 5 fields is, how many are in this purple box? How many are in the purple box there? 10 shared equally between 5 is 2. Because we can share them equally one at a time until we've used them all up. Until we've used them all up. Now, today you can't see under there. I'll just make myself a little bit smaller. Here's what I want you to do. Here's your bronze challenge, silver challenge, bronze challenge, silver challenge, and gold challenge. What I want you to do is have a go, and you can use whatever you like at home. And then all you need to do is send the photos. You don't need to write them down. Or you could write the sentence underneath on a whiteboard if you have one, or on a little bit of paper if you want to, but you don't have to. You don't have to. 4 shared equally between 2 is, or 10 shared equally between 2 is. So this one, you're always sharing between 2 groups. This one, you're always sharing between 2. And the silver one is sometimes 2, sometimes not. And then the gold is even different, sharing differently between groups. Okay, so we're always starting with the whole number, and we're sharing it out. So you could use sweets or bits of Cheerios or mini cheddars or whatever you like. Okay, and then as of course there is a challenge. Okay, and this is all to do with cakes at Celia's birthday. Okay, and if you do the challenge, I want you to draw that into your book. Okay, draw that into your book, but it's a little bit tricky, so don't worry if you can't get it. Okay, so good luck, and I'll see you soon.